to the I Am Shiftable podcast, where each episode you begin to shift your state into your true essence. Every week, Reiki, sound, and meditation masters Lindy and Mars will help you make small shifts through meditation, sound healing, Reiki, yoga nidra, and other mindful modalities, so that you can start, continue, or expand your meditative practice and ultimately transform your healing journey. Experience divine bliss and be able to affirm again and again, I am shiftable.
Hello, shifters. Welcome to episode 9. We are partying here on Christmas Eve as we record in the studio, and welcome you to party with us. I'm your host, Mars.
I'm your host, Lindy.
That was actually a warning. We are recording. We have a fabulous team of editors. Lindy typically edits these episodes. And then we also work with a team, Kat Speigler and Steven Clark, who do the mixing and mastering for us. So quick shout out to them and thank you. But that was, like I said, a fair warning because we are partying here. So you may hear some music in the background. You may hear some bombas or fireworks. So just work with us. We're easy. We're breezy. It's the holidays.
That's right.
Happy holidays.
Happy Christmas Eve.
But it's quiet now, so we're doing this. We're recording and we're just going to roll with it.
All right, let's go.
We have a fabulous episode for you. So episode 9 is all about clearing for the new year. And clearing is going to have many different meanings. Get out the pen and paper because we've got several different tips and exercises. And of course, as always, we'll wrap it up with a nice meditation for you at the end of the episode. So welcome. We're so glad you're here. So Lindy, New Year's is my absolute favorite time of year. I don't know. There is something about it where it just feels fresh. It's that time where everybody is so goal oriented and focused on being the best versions of themselves. And I just love the energy that comes with it.
Oh, I do too. And what I even feel even more is the closing part of the year. That feeling starts to kind of happen for me like towards the mid part of December and into the new year. So it's interesting to feel all that, all the happiness, but it's interesting to also feel the contrast of the ending part of the year and kind of ramping up for the new year.
Yes. And I typically wait until after the ball drops to start doing all of my clearing work. And you do the opposite. So we were really excited to combine our various rituals and ceremonies and things that we do to prepare. So thank you for your idea for this show today.
Oh, you're welcome. This is going to be fun.
It sure is. So some of the things that we were talking about that we could share with our listeners are all about clearing. So Lindy's going to share her perspective on clearing and different things that you can do. I'll share mine, and then we're going to team up with some things that you can do at home to prepare yourself for 2019.
Thank you, Mars. I like to start cleaning out my drawers, my clothes that I no longer wear, my drawers that have like things in the back that I don't even see. Take all that stuff out, get rid of it, find out, do I use this? Don't I use this? How long has it been since I've used it? And get rid of it. I know most of us are probably thinking in our head, but what if the day comes when I'm going to need that? Well, the day hasn't come that you needed it so far, and it's been a while. When it comes, get yourself another one. You know, just let the energy of that go, because it's this little conflict that we build up with ourselves when we hold on to things. I know the day is going to come and I'm going to wish I didn't get rid of it. Get rid of it. Just let it go. Let it go. When we do that, we allow the energy to release, because we feel this kind of debacle. It's almost like, to me, it feels like a traffic congestion of energy. It's not flowing. It's come to this little stagnant space in your life. So guess what? It's getting your attention. Why are you feeling that way? And you can feel it, like internally, you can feel it in your solar plexus. You're like, ugh, this feels a little stuck to me. I like to ask myself really good questions. When I feel something, I'll ask myself, ooh, like Mars will say, what can I do to release this stagnation? What can I do to release how I'm feeling right now? Is this serving my highest good? You'll get really good answers of your questions as long as you're asking yourself good questions. So how is this serving me? Right away, I'll get something like, hello, it's not. And then I'll follow up with more questions. What can I do to shift this? So it can serve me. Well, get rid of what's happening. I'm like, okay, well, how do I do that? And it'll continue on and on and on. So ask yourself questions. Start to trust your inner dialogue. Start to trust your higher self.
Yeah. So you talk about getting rid of clothes that you haven't worn, this energy that's tugging on you. You may not know it, but it is there. I have a friend that has an entire business built around helping you organize your closet and get rid of these things just because of that energy that's tied up with it. And you may have these feelings of lack that come up, or you may have the sentimental value. Like I had this one dress that I hung on to from my early 20s because I was the best weight I've ever been, the best shape I've ever been. I loved the way I felt at that time. And I kept staring at that dress every time I would open my closet. And it made me feel bad because I would compare myself to where I am now to back then. And let me tell you something, I'm never going to be back to my 22-year-old self. I'm just not going to be there. You know, the skin has changed. I've had 3 babies. The weight has come and gone, but I'm never going to be there. So I had to get rid of that dress, and I've gotten rid of a lot more things since then too, obviously. But it is so refreshing and freeing when you finally do let go of these things. And if you are hanging on to it for someone, go ahead and give it to them now. Like if you have a daughter or a niece or somebody that you thought, well, she'll be able to wear this one day, get rid of it now. Give it to them now because that energy is not serving you anymore. Trust me.
Yeah, nice. Thanks for sharing that, Mars.
So what else can people clear, Lindy? So we've got closets. What else can we put some focus and attention on during this time of year?
Relationships, I think, is one of those things that we know what serves us and what's not serving us in relationships, but oftentimes we don't want to face them for whatever reason, whatever the case is. We can feel into what is not happy for us right now. And the end of the year really gets you that whole viewpoint that you can go back in this whole year. What has been happy for me in this year and what has not been so happy for me in this year? And start to shift those things to making things really joyful for you. Because I think we all know that joy is one of the highest vibrations. So to the extent that we can stay joyful in our lives is the extent that we can remain happy and continuing to move forward. Looking over those friendships, those relationships, see what's serving you, what's not serving you, and make the changes that you need to make with love and light. It's not easy. But, you know, ultimately it's necessary.
And you don't have to go through a big breakup. I mean, I've been through this too, where it's just like the dress. Well, I've had this friend for so long. We've known each other since 2nd grade. There's no reason why I should break up with her because we have had, 30 years together in this lifetime. But if they're not serving you, if they're not helping you be the best version of yourself and supporting you, then it may be time to leave that relationship in 2018. It happens. I've done it, and I've had the fear of, but they were my oldest friend. They know me more than anyone else knows me. They know me more than my husband knows me. But let me tell you, once you let go and you move on, things start to unfold, and you do get to that space where you can become who you want to be because you don't have that, I shouldn't say dead weight, but you don't have that baggage, that lower energy pulling you down, back to where their version of you lives. You know, everybody has an idea of you. There's all these different versions of you out there just because of the way that all of your relationships define you.
Right.
And what definition is most important? Your own.
Exactly. Recently going through a couple of things that I've been shifting in my life in regards to relationships is I can look at some relationship that's not serving me right now, and I can look at my oldest relationships that I have, like my best friend Adriana, and I can have a dialogue with myself and look back. How does Adriana view me, and how does she feel about me? And if I look at the struggle I'm having with a relationship now, how different is that viewpoint, and how much of a change or how much of a difference is from what they view me and what my long life friend has been that's always going to be consistent, kind, and loving and gentle with me. And just really looking at the two, I'm like, if you asked one of them or each of them, how do you feel about Lindy? What is Lindy all about? And they'll tell you Adriana will tell you all these beautiful things. And if you ask a relationship that's not serving me at this moment, how do you feel about Lindy? They'll say, oh, she's this, that, and the other, all these negative things. So it's about really just looking back, asking yourself some really good questions about, well, how is there such a difference? Obviously, this person is not getting who you are. There's not a respect there. And it's just something that is not serving our highest good. And it's really important for us to recognize that right away and start changing that. We don't have to be in something that's not serving and toxic and harming for very long. As soon as we become aware, this is not serving me.
Gotta go. Time to make a change.
Right? My name is my number is no. We got to go. So really just let it go. Let it go.
And it's easier than you think. Writing this stuff down can be so helpful too. So I'm working with a coach right now, and this is something that we've been doing, is going through any sort of negative emotion or emotion that I really don't want in my life. As that comes up, we're writing it down. So I've got a column of, these are all of the emotions. These are all of the things coming up of, I want to quit. I'm not worthy. I'm angry. I don't like this, whatever it is that's coming up. And in the opposite column, writing what personality trait or what emotion I do want to experience and feel. And that's what I'm putting out there into the universe. And there's different rituals that you can do with these writings that Lindy and I can share with you. So some of them are looking at them every morning when you wake up. So this is what I do want. And you're starting with that first thing in the morning. What else can we do with these things that we're writing down, Lindy?
What we can do is, like, if you can do like those little ceremonies. People call them rituals or whatever. It's, you can write down what you want. You can burn it right when you write it down. And like Mars said, absolutely. For those things that you want, make sure that you have it somewhere, big black Sharpie marker. Say it loud, say it proud. So you can see it every day. So it's not about for anybody else, but for you, right? Just so you can be aware that this is what unconsciously, you're really glancing at this desire of yours every day. And it turns into this affirmation energy that is just supporting what it is you want, right? So it's kind of something like that. But and two, on the other hand, those things that are not serving you, write down what's not serving you, light that piece of paper on fire and let it go.
Let it go. Okay.
Let it go.
So one of the key parts of that exercise, if you decide to burn it, if you keep it next to your bedstand, wherever you're keeping it, the key part is when you do experience that emotion or that character trait or whatever it is that you do want, and you recognize that, consciously say, ooh, I'm not stressed. I am having fun. This is what I want. I want more of this. So recognize and acknowledge and be grateful for when you are experiencing those things that you do want, because they can be fleeting.
Absolutely.
I was reading this article about a woman who, instead of creating resolutions every year, she starts with an empty jar, and it's a jar full of moments that she wants to remember. So it's a remembering jar instead of a resolutions jar. And then at the end of the year, she unfolds these pieces of paper from just small moments of joy that she's had throughout the year, because she doesn't want to look back and go, man, I really didn't accomplish what I wanted to this year. She wants to look back and see all the small moments of joy that she had throughout the year. Isn't that beautiful?
It is beautiful.
Yeah, we're doing that this year.
Totally. That's a beautiful little ritual of sorts,
Yeah.
or just in setting intentions. And I think we were talking about that too in episode number 4, where we talked about setting intentions and the practice of yoga nidra. So real quick about that, if of course we're coming up on New Year's and towards the end of this year, as we're closing out 2018, is to look back, instead of making a resolution, is making an intention, because they're totally different energetically. And energetically, to make an intention is more sound and positive than resolving something. If you want to get rid of something, then you resolve it. But when you're inviting something, the intention sparks this really beautiful unfolding, like a bud first opens, something like that, where it's offering us some newness in our lives. So meditation for this episode is going to be the one that we're going to revisit from episode number 4 in the Yoga Nidra practice, because it's really important to really get this idea of setting an intention for what it is you're wanting and going into a space in your heart and asking yourself, what does my heart truly long for? What does my heart truly desire? So we're going to repeat that because it's definitely worth repeating in this episode.
Thank you for that, Lindy. And we keep talking about these questions. So asking your higher self these questions, asking your ego these questions, whatever you feel like you're going into when you're asking. Now, it's not just the woo-woo. It works because it's spiritual. I like to tie things to science too. So I was reading a study that was published in the Journal of Consumer Psychology, and there was this 40-year study, over 100 different studies that spanned over these 40 years that were the question behavior effect. And what these studies found is that instead of having a statement, so we talked about how great affirmations are, how stating affirmations can be helpful for you, but thinking about these New Year's intentions that you're setting, asking yourself a question, like let's say that the big one is always, I want to lose more weight. I'll eat healthier this year. Instead of stating that, questioning, am I going to eat healthier this year? And then you can answer yourself, yes. And what that's doing, the study says in the brain, is that it's rewiring those neuropathways, that plasticity in the brain, so that you're believing yourself. You've asked yourself the question, you've answered yes, and that is actually going to help with your behavior. Isn't that cool?
Wow, it is cool.
Yeah, so a little bit of science sprinkled in there for you.
There you go.
Yes, very cool.
Awesome.
So thinking about clearing, it's not just clearing and letting go of things. So if you're trying to let go of things from 2018 that you don't like anymore, clearing can also mean getting clear with yourself. And that's what meditation can help with. So giving yourself the opportunity to sit and hear what that higher voice is going to be key for you, and even knowing what setting the intention is going to be for 2019.
That's perfect, Mars. Look at you. Thank you so much for that insight. Seriously, because I mean, we can hash this out, but ultimately the practice is in the practice, right? Ultimately, the opportunity for us to change or shift these things around is in our own internal practice and that has to do with meditation. That's why Mars and I have gotten together to do this podcast and offer this into the world, because meditation is where it is. And it's an internal practice. It's not something that you are going to ban with someone else. You can do group practices, right? Like sound baths and things like that. But sitting with yourself and honoring your own space within and uncovering the true essence of that which you already are, or that which you are internally. Most may or may not know that they are a divine source of light. They're made in the image of God, or whatever the beliefs are. Some of us may not know we're that special. Maybe someone has never told you that you are so worthy of everything. I'm so thankful, and I say this with love for my mother. I'm so thankful that in my lifetime, in the short time that I did get to experience with my mom, that anything that I told this woman, the world was my oyster. I could do whatever it is I want. And I told her some pretty far-fetched things. This woman would look at me with such kindness and such love and said, Lindy, if you feel like you want to do that, you do it the best that you can do. And it's been so important for me to feel in my life that there are no limitations, only the ones that we place in ourselves. And that has everything to do with the mind. And that's where meditation, again, helps you to remove these limited belief systems that we kind of get clogged up in through society and growing up. And it's in the practice in meditation. So we're so thankful to be offering this podcast out to the world. We're so thankful that you're here listening to it. There are no mistakes in this world. You're listening to us live every week. We're recording this. So if you've come across this podcast, you are right where you need to be. And if you feel that this is helping you, please do everyone else around you a favor and share the message.
So, Lindy, meditation helps us be able to hear that higher voice, to know what direction that we want to go in, where our heart really wants to go, and helps overcome some of those limiting beliefs. And then there's the mindfulness meditation that mindfulness is like a buzzword right now. There's even mindfulness in the workplace that started happening here in the last couple of years. And mindfulness is just a piece of all of the different types of meditation, but it's a critical piece. And here's why. Mindfulness helps you get into your body. And we live chin up. I've heard before, we live chin up. We're so in our head. We're so wrapped up in our thoughts. We have how many thoughts in a day? Remind me, Lindy.
Between 60 and 80,000 thoughts in a day.
So that's a lot of thoughts. When you're so busy ping-ponging with these thoughts up in your head,
Studies have shown.
We forget to check in with our body. What's going on in the body? What are these thoughts causing? Are we tensing up with some of these thoughts, or are we opening and getting excited with some of these thoughts? And so with that mindfulness meditation, it helps us get in our body. And that's when you can start playing with those thoughts. A lot of people think that you're supposed to quiet your thoughts during meditation, but actually it helps you sort out and get clear with your thoughts.
Absolutely.
So some of the thoughts that are coming up, you'll be able to recognize if they're from your higher self, from your heart, if it feels good, if your body goes, I like that. If your body goes, I feel so free right now. I feel so excited. I feel so open and vast right now. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, if your body is tensing up, if you've got some pain, maybe a little bit of nausea in your stomach, maybe a little bit of that fear feeling in your belly, that's when you know that's not coming from your higher self. That's not coming from your heart. That's coming from those limited beliefs. That's coming from all the voices of all the people who no longer serve us anymore, but that chatter is still all up in our head with those 60,000 thoughts.
Thank you so much for that, Mars.
Yeah, girl.
Bringing power to the people.
I love us. Bringing power. This is all for you. Ooh, another thing that I wanted to share. So speaking of clearing, thank you. This is the Mars show
I love it.
Today. Lindy got me so excited about, we can clear a bunch of mucky muck out for the new year. So thinking of some of those negative emotions and things that we no longer want to bring into our next year, into our fresh year, we want to be careful not to just squash them and push them aside because they're coming up because they want to be seen. They need to be experienced. They need to be felt. They need to be expressed. And so if we're trying to just swat them away, thinking about like a small child that's going, hey, look at me, look at me. If we're just saying, go over there, I don't want to look at you right now, what's that kid going to do? They're going to throw a tantrum on the floor and explode in a fit of rage. I've got plenty of experience with that, literally. So I read a book last year. It was by Debbie Ford called The Secret of Shadow, The Power of Owning Your Whole Story. And she talks about this shadow self that we're all trying to pretend like it doesn't exist. Like me with my anger, like, no, I don't have anger issues. I'm so kind and loving and peaceful. There's no anger in there. That's my shadow that I'm pushing away. And so she had this great exercise that helps you personify that emotion, that personality trait that we're trying to get rid of. So for example, mine with anger, I personified her. She's a 16-year-old little redheaded freckle face with braces, gets angry at everything. Think about 16-year-olds. They get angry and slam the door at everything, don't they? That's her. And so how does she love me though? Because everything is love. All of these emotions, even if they are perceived or judged as being negative or less than desirable, it's all love. So how does this little 16-year-old redheaded Rita help me? She protects me by showing others that they can't step on me, that I do deserve respect, that I do deserve to be catered to at times, that I do need personal space, that I am important. That's what Rita's there. She is inside of me, and she speaks up if some of those things aren't honored. So she is there to love and protect me. And so I honor her and I thank her for protecting me in that manner. So I'm not pushing her to the side. I'm not clearing her away. I'm just getting clearer on what that emotion is, who she is, how she's helping me. Isn't that fun?
It is fun. And I'm so glad that you used that word honoring, because most of us, or some of us, may have this thing like, I ask myself, how can I honor myself today? If I'm feeling maybe I'm not feeling so energetic, or maybe I'm not feeling so happy. I woke up, maybe I have a headache or what have you. I'll ask myself, what can I do right now to honor myself? And I'll get like, why don't you take a shower? So I'll take a shower, and if I feel a little bit different, I'll ask, what else can I do? And it becomes this little party. What else can I do to make myself feel like I'm honored? What can I do to honor myself now? Well, nourish your body. How about let's have this and this and this? It's a beautiful thing to have this open dialogue with yourself, because if you're not listening to yourself and you're getting advice from other people, going outside of yourself, like they know more about you than what you do, look at their life. So you know about you. So when you start creating these little trust patterns within yourself, things will begin to shift even more and more and more. And to the extent you can ask yourself really, really good questions is the extent you'll get really, really good answers. So yeah, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And I love that you honor yourself in that way. Some of us are so wrapped up in our to-do list. Like my to-do list is endless. If y'all could see my to-do list, wow, I've got a lot of things I want to accomplish in this lifetime. And sometimes we can beat ourselves up. So like Lindy's laying there in bed going, how can I honor myself today? Most people, that visual of their to-do list pops up. Okay, here's what I need to do. I need to go to the grocery store because we're out of milk. I've got to get this done for work. I've got to email these people. And we don't honor that part of ourselves that goes, I just want to take a hot shower. I just want to have a green smoothie. I just want to lay in bed today.
Exactly.
And
being open to hear that.
Right. And if we push through that because we're beating ourselves up with this to-do list, that's not going to be good for anybody. The way that you're going to end up showing up in the world for everyone on that to-do list for you is not going to be fun. And that redheaded Rita that lives in you is going to be coming out. Trust me.
And you don't want any part of her.
No, we love her.
She's beautiful and everything, but don't get her started.
We love her. We honor her. I've got doctors out there listening going, Mars might be schizophrenic. We might need to look into this and phone a friend.
Absolutely. Well, this episode has been so much fun as we approach the end of the 2018.
Yes.
We're so thankful and happy that we are right where we are, and we look forward to more of this, Mars, right?
Yeah, write into us. We want to hear from you. What are you clearing in 2018? Maybe that can be your exercise. Send us an email at iamshiftable@gmail.com. We did also announce last episode that we have our 6-week journey that's coming up. So that'll be starting here next week after you get this episode on the 11th of January. So we're going together for 6 weeks through the 22nd of February, the Seeds of Joy meditation journey. Hop on over to the Facebook page at I Am Shiftable and check out some of the things that we're talking about that we're going to be doing together during those 6 weeks. And also, if you're interested again, you can email us at iamshiftable@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
That's awesome.
Thanks for tuning in today.
Thank you.
What a beautiful 2018. We cannot wait to shift with you into the new year, 2019. Here we come, baby.
Until then, keep shifting.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to Yoga Nidra. You should be lying on your back with your knees slightly bent and supported. Make sure that you are warm enough and that the position of your body is comfortable enough throughout the duration of the practice. It is best that you remain still during Yoga Nidra so that both the body and the brain have a chance to fully relax. However, if you become uncomfortable, please feel free to change positions. Allow your eyes to close and keep them closed until the practice is ended. The practice of Yoga Nidra is a practice of yogic sleep that will guide you through a hypnotic state, a state of consciousness between wakefulness and sleeping. Try to remain awake by listening to the sound of my voice. You'll be asked to move your awareness from various bodily sensations, emotions, and images. Try not to concentrate too intensely as this may prevent you from relaxing. During this meditation, please use and absorb what you need in the moment and leave the rest behind. If the mind becomes overactive with thoughts and worries, just come back to the sound of my voice. Become aware of any sounds you hear in this moment. Nothing else but what you can hear without strain. Begin to focus on the most distant sounds that you can hear. Let your sense of hearing radiate outward, searching out these distant sounds, and follow them for a few moments. Move your attention from sound to sound without labeling the source. Gradually bring your attention to closer sounds. To sounds outside the building. To sounds outside the room. Without opening your eyes, visualize the four walls in this room. Visualize the ceiling, the floor. Visualize your body lying on the floor. Visualize your body lying on the floor. Visualize the position of your body, the position of your clothes, your hair, your face. Become acutely aware of the existence of your physical body lying on the floor. Now become aware of the natural breath. Become aware of your natural and spontaneous breath that moves in and out of your body without any effort. The natural breath flows in through the nostrils. Notice the feeling of the breath as it comes in the nose, and notice the feeling of the breath as it leaves the nose. Notice the sense of coolness as you inhale, and notice the sense of warmth as you exhale. Follow the feeling in your nose, into your sinuses, into the back of the throat, and into the lungs. Notice the sense of warmth as you exhale the breath. Feel the breath on your upper lip as you breathe out. Just noticing. Now draw in a long, slow inhalation, followed by a longer and slower exhalation. Another long inhalation, followed by another longer and slower exhalation. Allow yourself to follow your inhalation in this manner a few more breaths as I explain a little bit about setting intentions in Yoga Nidra. Setting an intention in Yoga Nidra is also called making a resolve, and in Sanskrit is referred to setting a sankalpa. A sankalpa comes from this radical premise that you are already who you need to be to fulfill your life's dreams. All you need to do is focus your mind, connect to your deepest heartfelt desires, and channel the divine energy within. The practice of Yoga Nidra begins now. At this moment, you should make your sankalpa or your resolve. The sankalpa should be a short, positive statement in simple language. Try to discover one naturally. Ask yourself, what does my heart desire? And wait for the answer. Allowing yourself just to be in ease of listening for the answer. Once you have your heart's longing desire statement, repeat it 3 times with intention and with feeling. The sankalpa that you make in Yoga Nidra plants a seed in fertile soil of the mind, bringing transformation and healing. Also say to yourself, I am now practicing Yoga Nidra. I am awake and I am aware. We will now begin a systematic journey of sensory awareness throughout the body. You will move your awareness to different parts of your body as soon as you hear them named. Please say the name of the part of your body and feel that part of the body, but do not move any part. The practice begins on the right side. Bring your awareness to your right thumb. Notice the sensations. Second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger. Become aware of the palm of the right hand, the back of the right hand, the right wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, the right shoulder, armpit, the right waist, hip, thigh, the right knee, the right calf, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, the right big toe, the second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Become aware of your left thumb. Notice the sensations. Second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the left wrist, the left forearm, the left elbow, the upper arm, the left shoulder, armpit, the left waist, hip, thigh, knee, the left calf, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, the left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Now go back to the back of the body. Become aware of the right heel, the left heel, the right calf, the left calf, the right thigh, left thigh, the right buttock, the left buttock, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, the entire spine. Feel the entire spine. Feel the right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, back of the neck, back of the head. Bring your awareness to the top of the head, the forehead, the right temple, left temple, the right ear, left ear, the right eyebrow, left eyebrow, middle of the eyebrows, the middle of the eyebrows, the right eye, the left eye, the right nostril, left nostril, the right cheek, left cheek, the upper lip, lower lip, both lips together, the chin, the jaw, the throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, upper abdomen, navel, lower abdomen, right groin, left groin, the pelvic floor. Now bring your awareness to the whole right leg, the whole right leg. Bring your awareness now to the whole left leg, the whole left leg, the whole right arm. Feel the whole left arm, the whole face, the whole head, the whole torso. Become aware of the whole torso, the whole body. Feel the energy in the whole body. Now imagine your whole body becoming light. So light as though the body could float away from the floor and towards the ceiling. The head is light and weightless. The limbs are light and weightless. The torso is light and weightless. The whole body is light and weightless. You are rising higher and higher away from the floor. Now imagine that the body is becoming heavy. Feel the heaviness in all parts of the body. Each part is becoming heavier and heavier and heavier. The head is heavy. The limbs are heavy. The torso is heavy. The whole body feels heavy. So heavy that it feels as if your body is sinking into the floor. Now awaken the experience of cold in the body. Experience this chilly cold permeating the entire body. Imagine being outside in the winter without enough clothing. You feel this chill permeating in the entire body, awakening this experience of cold throughout the entire body. Now allow the sensation of warmth to spread throughout the entire body. Remember the feeling of the heat in the middle of summer, being outside in the sun without any shade. You feel heat radiating onto your skin, heat all over the entire body, heat all over the entire body. Now recall the experience of anxiety, intense anxiety and worry. Feel the stress in the mind and the body, but do not concentrate on its source. Create the experience of anxiety as clearly as possible. Now allow the feeling of complete calm to envelop you. Manifest the experience of calm in the entire mind, body, and emotions. You are relaxed and aware. You are completely calm. Now begin to concentrate on the space in front of the closed eyelids. Imagine before your transparent screen as though you were at the movie theaters. The screen is as high and as wide as the eyes can see. Concentrate on this mind stream and become aware of any phenomenon that manifests within it. Colors, patterns, and light. Whatever you see in this manifesting state of your mind, continue awareness of this space, but do not become involved. Practice detached awareness only. If any subtle images make themselves known, simply notice them without directing the images. If thoughts occur, let them come and go, but continue watching the dark space. Continue this with detached awareness only. Now a number of different things will be named, and you should envision them on the level of emotion, memory, and imagination as best you can. Jump from image to image as soon as you hear it. Red desert, peacock feather, Buddha meditating, doctor's office, a good night's rest, full moon, your reflection in a mirror, foggy morning, waiting for results, sun shining overhead, bouquet of flowers, tall tree, receiving help from others, cool, clear water, making appointments, a relaxing afternoon, laughing with friends, a warm embrace, burning candle, temple on a mountain, path in the woods, vibrant sunset, taking a deep breath, cat stretching, a beautiful garden path, your favorite song, the sound of my voice, your body lying on the floor. It is time to repeat your Sankalpa. Please repeat the same statement made in the beginning of the practice 3 times mentally now. Now slowly begin to bring your awareness back into the room. Become aware of the 4 walls, the ceiling, the floor. Become aware of your body lying on the floor. And become aware of your breath. Slowly breathing in and slowly breathing out. When you're ready, begin to move your fingers and your toes, circular motions with your wrists and your ankles. And then when you're ready to move your body, roll over to the right side and allow yourself to lie there for a moment in stillness. Thank you for joining us in this practice of Yoga Nidra. Namaste.
Chose to exchange your energy during our time together today. If you would like to take your practice deeper with guidance on things like unifying your breath, mastering meditative postures, and a variety of meditations, you can become a Patreon member by signing up at patreon.com/I am Shiftable. That's patreon.com/I am Shiftable. Until next week, enjoy every shift, my love.